Well, I I was just thinking this is the theme for Pride this year as called Liberation and Love. And I come to you in a month where we Muslims celebrate firstly the liberation that Moses led out of Egypt, and also the example of speaking truth to power. Someone who is revered more by one part of our community than the other, Hussein, the grandson of the Prophet. So I will start from there, tell you a little bit of my journey in my community. First of all, I'm here representing Muslims or Islam, and very often what you hear is that the word derives itself from submission to the will of God. That's one of the biggest cliches about us. I would like to start by just challenging that. Even if you look at the word itself, Islam, the root that we share with our other Semitic monotheisms is salam, it's peace. Islam isn't about submission to us, it is about making peace or coming to be at peace with that greater truth out there that we are all pursuing. One of our greatest leaders, or our gift we'd like to think to the rest of the world, is Maulana Rumi, our Lord Rumi, who is often quoted as saying, "Come, come, whoever you are, whether you are a sinner or a penitent or whatever." Well, the footnote there is that's originally not from Rumi, it's from another great leader called Abu Sayyid Abul Khair. But my own journey starts from there, because I, like a lot of us, was born slightly right of center. I've been drifting left ever since. That happens. So, but you start with these concepts of submission, you work over to peace. And the way I look at it, I was trained as an engineer. We are all the colors you see here, all the congregations, we're all modeling the truth. There is some greater truth out there. We're all trying to reach it. We're trying to connect with that truth. And once you do that, once you have that realization, you cannot but have love and compassion for the other paths. Because we're all trying to get to the same place. We have our own paths. If I believed in some other path, I'd switch. And as Americans, we often do. So there is that greater truth. And we can have that path. So I found myself, like I said, I was drifting over from the right to the left. At one point, a few years ago, I found myself at a conference in San Francisco describing myself as a progressive. I'm sitting there going, really? I'm a formally progressive now? So I went and Googled the phrase, progressive Muslim. And so I found the organization, or rather precursor organization to the one I am part of, the Progressive Muslim Union. That organization went through a phase, and we came out of it with a new organization. And then we had this, what do? You have a convention. We had a convention upstate New York. And the evening before the weekend convention, we had this female Sufi sheikh. Yes, they do exist. There is at least one tradition that lets women participate fully. And she came over and led this, what we call a zikr, a session. And in that session, in the middle of that moment, I kind of realized that as Muslims or other faiths, we all of us, even the most, excuse my expression, hard-assed of Muslim traditions, will claim Rumi. They will claim the great Sufis. However, when it comes to living up to the words of Rumi, of hanging out with the rejects, of hanging out with the sinners, they all, right now Muslims are kind of, every faith has gone through that evolution of being very hard-assed and moving over. But right now, we are a community of interest. But I realized in that one moment that I was in a room with gay folks, with sinners, with all those people that I had been told growing up that we should accept them, the poor, the sinners, the gay folks. So that and that moment is what has made me stay with that organization. We try to participate in Pride and all of that. So, and as someone else mentioned, we do have a service for officiating non-conventional weddings, interfaith weddings, and that is a joyous part of the community. So that is the message I want to bring here, of having the possibility in congregations within each faith where we have this affirming tradition. It's not about tolerance, as we all say. It's about affirming the other, affirming all our different parts of the community. I'd invite you to check out. We are a very small group in the Bay Area, but nationally we have a footprint. So mpvusa.org. We have 10 principles of organization, of which one is an active affirmation of LGBTQ rights. We have prayers, again, uniquely. We are okay with anyone needing prayer, whether it is gay folks or women, which is rare. And I have to remind people often, we're not moderate. We are progressive. And that is what makes me very proud and very happy to be here. I will leave you again with that greeting we all share of salam, peace, compassion, joy, and thank you for having us here.
Amen.